Dear Nintendo, here's what I think you should have done with Metroid Prime Federation Force. Before I disclose my thoughts on the matter, please allow me to briefly talk about my feelings towards Metroid Prime Federation Force. I hate it. And I haven't even played it yet, not even the free demo for Blast Ball we released some time ago. I know it's foolish to judge a game before playing it, but my distaste for it is not related to its quality. On the contrary, I'm pretty sure it's a very fun game. A blast, or even a ball if you will. Based on the videos I saw, it really shows a lot of potential. However, I still don't like this game. My hatred is related to the fact that this game is in a very different genre than the series usually is, the fact that it's been a long time since we last got to play as our favorite cosmic bounty hunter, the fact that Other M was a horrible sexist game and I expected the next one on the franchise to make up for it, and the fact that I think that Galactic Federation is an idiotic organization that deserves no kind of recognition whatsoever. When I think about my reasons to despise this game, I feel somewhat justified, but at the same time, I know that I shouldn't harbor such negative feelings towards a game that I haven't even played. But the more I thought about my disgruntlement, the more I kept asking myself the following question. Why is this desperate try to recreate Monster Hunter on a non-fantasy setting with a less fun version of Rocket League in the Metroid series? Because I don't think this should have been a Metroid game. And thus I can finally present to you what I think you should have done with this game. It should have been a Splatoon game. To begin with, Splatoon is a series that is already deeply associated with a multiplayer experience. Not only that, but a team-based multiplayer experience. A story mode with multiplayer co-op would be a great new addition to the series. Also, the Blast Ball game wouldn't be too far-fetched as a new kind of sport in this universe. We already shoot ink at many different things, to shoot it at a giant ball wouldn't be a stretch. Another interesting point would be the story of the game. One could argue that Federation Force's story is too rooted in the Metroid universe, since it's focused on exploring the conflict between the Space Pirates and the Galactic Federation. While that's true, there's also a war in the Splatoon canon, the clash between the Inklings and the Octarians. I believe the missions of Federation Force could be transported to the Splatoon universe by making them about an elite team of Inkling soldiers going on missions against the Octarians. It could take place long ago, during the First Great War, and we could even meet a young and vigorous Captain Cuttlefish. Or nowadays, when we could receive help from the two most capable and powerful Inkling agents, the Squid Sisters themselves, Kelly and Mary. Surprise! In other words, the story of this game wouldn't be too out of context in the Splatoon universe. Not only that, but unlike what Federation Force did to Samus, it wouldn't have to shove to the side the main characters of the series, since we would still be playing as Inklings. My final argument on why Federation Force should be a Splatoon game revolves around its visual style. How can I say this without being too harsh? The design of the characters of Federation Force are boring, dull, bland, uninspired. They all look like generic Space Marines, only differentiated by some color details. The Inklings, on the other hand, well... they are awesome. Another aspect about the Inklings is their brand recognition. When you look at an Inkling, you connect it to Splatoon. When you look at one of the soldiers of Federation Force, you see a cliché Space Marine that could be part of a million other different games. Actually, I believe that this lack of soul in the visual design of Federation Force is part of the reason why so many people are indifferent about it. The injection of energy and style that the Inklings would give to this game would have made it awesome. These are the reasons why I think Federation Force should have been a Splatoon game. And while really believing that, I also understand why that isn't the case. You presented the reasons why you and Kensuke Tanabe wanted to make this game, to expand the Metroid universe, to create a multiplayer co-op experience on a handheld, and to give the very talented guys at Next Level Games the opportunity to work on a Metroid game since they presented some ideas for one. So I get it, this game was conceptualized as a Metroid game, and when the project began in 2009, Splatoon didn't exist yet. But that brings me to another point in all this. With the success of not only Splatoon but also Rocket League, you should have stopped and looked at this project and asked if this was still the best game it could be. Perhaps it was the case to take a different look at it and maybe, just maybe, try to see if there were other possibilities for it. Because the way this game is now and the way many fans are reacting to it, I think it's basically being sent to die in the market. I might be proven wrong. Federation Force might end up being a huge success and reinvigorate the Metroid brand, making all I suggested here mere ramblings of delusional letter-writing gamer that can't accept changes to one of his favorite series. Actually, even if the game fails, it won't prove me right on anything either. This would still be mere ramblings of delusional letter-writing gamer that can't accept changes to one of his favorite series. But it's always a shame when a game fails to live up to its full potential, and I really believe that Federation Force could have been a much more interesting, appealing and well-received game, if it were a Splatoon game. Yours sincerely, the Epistolarian GAMER.